Namaste, my beloved friends. Sometimes the greatest spiritual message does not come from scriptures, scholars, or big discourses. Sometimes it comes silently from a bull sitting inside the Shiva temple. And this is exactly the deeper message of the upcoming Somvati Amavasya. This Amavasya is happening in the sign of Taurus. Amavasya begins in Taurus at around 12:30 pm on 14th June and ends early morning around 8:24 am on 15th June. And because the Amavasya completes on 15th June, which is a Monday, this becomes a Somvati Amavasya. Whenever Amavasya falls on or completes on a Monday, it is known as Somvati Amavasya, a day deeply connected with Lord Shiva, inner silence, surrender, and karmic cleansing. Now, this Somvati Amavasya can bring certain surprises for many people, especially in matters connected with family, speech, money, food, values, and emotional security. Why? Because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. Taurus is headstrong. Taurus is not very flexible or adaptive by nature. Taurus is the bull, and bull looks very handsome. Just the other day, I was driving and I saw a handsome bull decorated with ornaments standing quietly on the roadside. And instantly, I was reminded that in India, the bull is not just an animal. The bull is sacred. The bull is worshipped. The bull is directly connected with Lord Shiva. Whenever you visit a Shiva temple, you will always find Nandi, the bull, facing the Shivalingam. Nandi's devotion toward Lord Shiva cannot be expressed in words. He is always shown facing Lord Shiva because that is where his whole being is surrendered. His eyes, his heart, his breath, everything is devoted to Lord Shiva. And the most beautiful part is this: devotees who come to seek the fulfillment of their desires often whisper their wish into the ear of Nandi. Why? Because Nandi is believed to be the closest to Lord Shiva. So whenever you whisper your desire in Nandi's ear, it is believed that Nandi carries that desire to Lord Shiva. And because Nandi is most beloved to Lord Shiva, his request is never denied. But here is the deeper message. A bull, considered by many as dumb, stubborn, and strong-headed, is actually the most favorite of Lord Shiva. And why is that so? The bull is not busy collecting knowledge. The bull is not trying to become a pandit. The bull is not trying to prove how knowledgeable he is. The bull is simply devoted. He is simply surrendered. He is simply present before Shiva. And that is enough to receive the grace of the Lord. This is the message Nandi gives us. You may have visited Shiva temples so many times, but perhaps you have missed the silent wisdom that Nandi has been giving through his unwavering devotion and love toward Lord Shiva. The bottom line is very simple. You do not have to be extremely knowledgeable, intellectual, or a great pandit to attain God. In fact, knowledge can often become a burden because knowledge is gathered from outside. Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi quotes, "Why do you wish to burden yourself with more knowledge and suffer more?" Scholars and Pandits often carry the burden of knowledge because knowledge is accumulated from the outside, but wisdom comes from within. And what comes from within can never become a burden. That is why saints and spiritual masters are often smiling. There is no burden of borrowed knowledge. Whatever they have understood has come through their own self-realization. And that is Nandi. Through unwavering devotion to Lord Shiva, Nandi has attained the highest wisdom one can seek. So the happening of Amavasya in the sign of the bull, Taurus, and that too on the day of Lord Shiva, Monday, Somvar, is indeed a beautiful cosmic event. This can prove especially beneficial for spiritual souls who are not running behind gathering knowledge from the outside world but are more focused on the inward journey. Because on this Somvati Amavasya, the message is not to become more complicated. The message is to become simple. A simple man, a simple woman is very beautiful because simplicity is beautiful. So the message is to become simple. The message is not to collect more knowledge. The message is to dissolve the burden. The message is not to shout your devotion. The message is to sit silently like Nandi facing Shiva, surrendered to Shiva and trusting Lord Shiva. And now let us see how this Amavasya in Taurus will manifest for each sign. You can watch this based on your moon sign because Amavasya primarily impacts the mental state very strongly. However, you can also watch from your ascendant because whatever your mind goes through, your situation also begins to reflect that. If your mind is not in a good state, then knowingly or unknowingly, you are bound to create problems for yourself. So let's begin with Aries.
Aries, Mesh Rashi.
For Aries natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your second house, the house of speech, family, food, savings and values. So your biggest remedy is simple. Control your tongue. Do not speak in anger, especially with family, bosses, clients or colleagues. Someone may provoke you, but this is not the time to become a warrior with words. This is the time to become Nandi, calm, silent and devoted. Career-wise, avoid arguments at workplace. Financially, avoid emotional spending and unnecessary lending. In relationships, stay away from toxic people without giving them a full Mahabharata explanation. Just distance yourself peacefully. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on a Monday and offer water to Lord Shiva. And Aries, remember, this Amavasya, if you cannot control your speech, then at least keep some prasad in your mouth. Because for once, silence will give better results than your powerful Mars-powered commentary.
Taurus, Vrushab Rashi.
For Taurus natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your own sign. So this directly impacts your mind, your body, confidence, emotions and overall decision making. So Taurus, this is not the time to be stubborn. Do not hold on to one thought, one fear, one person, or one opinion like Nandi holding Shiva's gate permanently. Be flexible, listen, observe, and most importantly, do not take everything personally. Career wise, avoid ego clashes. Relationship wise, avoid silent anger. If something is hurting you, express it calmly instead of becoming a decorative volcano. Beautiful from outside, burning from inside. Health wise, take rest, eat light, and avoid overeating because Taurus and food have a very old friendship. Stay away from toxic people. Do not announce your exit like a movie trailer. Quietly protect your peace. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and offer water or milk to Lord Shiva. And Taurus, remember, this Amavasya is telling you, don't become so fixed that even Google Maps says recalculating is impossible with this person.
Gemini, Mithun Rashi.
For Gemini natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 12th house. Sleep, isolation, expenses, foreign matters, hidden fears, and spiritual release. So, Gemini, this is the time to slow down your mind. Do not overthink. Do not replay old conversations. Do not create imaginary court cases inside your head where you are both the lawyer and the judge. Career wise, avoid gossip and secret workplace politics. Someone may say something behind your back, but don't waste your energy proving yourself to every confused soul. Relationship wise, avoid emotional withdrawal. Speak softly, but don't disappear silently. Financially, control unnecessary expenses, especially online shopping, luxury, travel, or emotional spending. Health wise, take care of sleep, anxiety, and digestion. Stay away from toxic people by reducing communication. For Gemini, too much talking with negative people becomes free Wi-Fi for their negativity. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and before sleeping, mentally surrender all your worries to Lord Shiva. And Gemini, remember, this Amavasya is telling you your mind has too many browser tabs open. Please close some tabs before the universe says system not responding.
Cancer, Kark Rashi.
For Cancer natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 11th house. Gains, friends, network, elder siblings, desires, and social circles. So, Cancer, be careful about whom you trust. Not every smiling person is your well wisher, and not every emotional conversation deserves your full heart. This Amavasya may show you who is genuinely with you and who is only around you for benefit, gossip, or convenience. Career wise, gains can come, but avoid shortcuts, office politics, or depending too much on friends and contacts. Relationship wise, do not let outsiders influence your personal life. Financially, avoid lending money to friends or joining any risky group plan. Toxic people should be handled with emotional maturity. Don't explain your pain to people who secretly enjoy your weakness. Simply reduce access. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for true friends, right guidance, and protection from hidden jealousy. And Cancer, remember, this Amavasya is telling you, don't treat every WhatsApp group like a soul family. Some groups are not spiritual communities, They are just karmic customer care complaints running 24 by 7.
Leo, Siंह राशि.
For Leo natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 10th house. Career, status, karma, responsibilities, bosses, authority, and public image. So, Leo, this is the time to be very careful in your professional life. Do not react to criticism. Do not fight with seniors. Do not try to prove your royal greatness in every meeting. Sometimes silence protects your reputation better than a powerful speech. Career wise, this Amavasya can bring pressure, workload, or sudden mood changes at workplace. But if you remain disciplined, calm, and humble, this can also help you reset your direction and understand what kind of work truly gives you peace. Relationship wise, don't carry office frustration back home. Toxic people at work should be handled with distance, not drama. Keep records, keep boundaries, and keep your temper under control. Chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for career stability, right recognition, and protection from ego clashes. And Leo, remember, this Amavasya is telling you, you may be the king of the jungle, but in office meetings, please don't roar unnecessarily, because HR is also sitting silently like Shani with a laptop.
Virgo, Kanya राशि.
For Virgo natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 9th house. Luck, Dharma, father, guru, higher wisdom, long distance travel, and blessings. So, Virgo, this is the time to stop over analyzing life and start trusting divine timing. Do not question every delay, every person, every sign, and every small movement of the universe like you are auditing God's accounts. Career wise, this Amavasya can bring a need to rethink your long term direction. If you are feeling stuck, don't panic. A new guidance, a new mentor, a new idea, or a new opportunity may come slowly. Relationship wise, avoid becoming too judgmental or morally strict. Sometimes people need compassion, not a full performance review. Be careful with fathers, seniors, teachers, or elders. Avoid arguments over beliefs, religion, opinions, or principles. Toxic people should be handled with wisdom. Don't try to correct everyone. Some people are not seeking truth, they are only seeking someone to argue with. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for wisdom, right guidance, and removal of inner doubt. And Virgo, remember, this Amavasya is telling you faith is not an Excel sheet. You cannot apply formulas to grace. Otherwise, even Lord Shiva will say, Beta, please stop making tables of your karma.
Libra, Tula राशि.
For Libra natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 8th house, the house of transformation, secrets, sudden events, joint finances, fears, intimacy, and deep emotional healing. So, Libra, this is not the time to trust everyone blindly. Be careful in money matters, shared finances, loans, taxes, investments, and confidential discussions. Do not reveal your secrets to people who treat your pain like a breaking news. Career wise, avoid office politics and hidden power games. Relationship wise, old insecurities or trust issues may come up. So don't overreact. Observe quietly. What is hidden may slowly become visible. Toxic people should be handled with strong boundaries. Do not investigate them like a detective and do not emotionally chase explanations. Some people are not mysterious, they are just messy. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for protection, emotional healing, and freedom from fear. And Libra, remember, this Amavasya is telling you balance is good, but don't balance so much that you keep one foot in peace and one foot in someone else's drama. Even your weighing scale will say, please remove this toxic item.
स्कॉर्पियो वृश्चिक राशि.
For Scorpio natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 7th house. Marriage, relationships, partnerships, clients, public dealing, and one-to-one equations. So, Scorpio, this is the time to handle people carefully. Do not test your partner. Do not suspect every silence and do not convert every small misunderstanding into a full emotional investigation. Sometimes people are quiet because they are tired, not because they are planning a secret Netflix crime documentary against you. Career wise, be careful with clients, business partners, and professional commitments. Do not make promises in emotion and do not sign anything without reading properly. Relationship wise, avoid ego battles and silent revenge. Speak clearly but softly. Toxic people should be handled with distance and maturity. Do not chase closure from those who gave you confusion. Some people are not meant for explanation, they are meant for exit. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for harmony in relationships, protection from toxic bonds, and clarity in partnerships. And Scorpio, remember, this Amavasya is telling you intensity is powerful, but don't become so intense that even your partner says, I only asked what's for dinner and why are you discussing past life betrayal? So don't be so intense.
Sagittarius धनु राशि.
For Sagittarius natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 6th house. Job, competition, health, debts, enemies, daily routine, and conflicts. So, Sagittarius, this is the time to be disciplined. Do not ignore small health issues, pending work, loans, documents, or workplace responsibilities. A small careless mistake can become a big lecture from life. Career wise, this Amavasya can bring pressure from colleagues, bosses, deadlines, or hidden competitors. But don't worry, if you stay practical and organized, you can handle enemies better than they handle themselves. Relationship wise, avoid unnecessary arguments. Don't turn every small disagreement into a philosophical speech on truth, Dharma, and the condition of humanity. Sometimes just saying okay saves 3 hours of debate. Toxic people should be handled like office spam emails. Don't open, don't reply, don't download attachments. Just press shift delete. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for good health, protection from enemies, job stability, and freedom from stress. And Sagittarius, remember, this Amavasya is telling you your truth is powerful, but please don't use it like a bow and arrow on everyone. Some people are not ready for wisdom. They are still struggling with basic common sense. So please understand this.
Capricorn, Makar Rashi.
For Capricorn natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 5th house. Children, love, creativity, intelligence, education, speculation, and emotional expression. So, Capricorn, this is the time to relax your heart. Do not become too serious in love, parenting, studies, or creative decisions. Every emotion does not need a project plan, deadline, and quarterly review. Career wise, creative ideas may come, but avoid risky decisions or speculation. Relationship wise, don't suppress your feelings and then expect others to read your mind like a government file. Speak gently, express clearly, don't turn affection into silent responsibility. Be careful in matters of children, students, romance, and investments. Toxic people should be handled by not giving them emotional entertainment. Do not argue to prove your maturity. Simply withdraw with dignity. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for emotional peace, wisdom in love, and protection for children and creative work. And Capricorn, remember, this Amavasya is telling you life is not only about duty, discipline, and responsibility. Sometimes even Shani Dev says, Beta, smile also. This is not a tax audit. So don't forget to smile, because when you smile, you look beautiful.
Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi.
For Aquarius natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 4th house. Home, mother, property, vehicle, inner peace, comfort, and emotional stability. So Aquarius, this is the time to protect your peace at home. Do not carry outside stress into the house and do not allow family matters to disturb your mental balance. Small issues at home can look bigger than they actually are. So respond calmly. Career wise, work pressure may affect your emotional state. So do not make decisions from frustration. Relationship wise, avoid coldness and emotional distance. Sometimes your silence looks like wisdom, but to loved ones, it may look like Wi-Fi disconnected. Be careful with property, vehicle, home repairs, and family discussions. Toxic people should not be allowed into your emotional space. You can be kind, but you don't have to keep your heart open like a public waiting room. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for peace at home, protection of mother, emotional stability, and comfort. And Aquarius, remember, this Amavasya is telling you your mind may live in the future, but your family is still waiting for you in the present. So please come back from your spaceship. Dinner is getting cold. So learn to be here and now.
Pisces, Meen Rashi.
For Pisces natives, this Somvati Amavasya happens in your 3rd house. Communication, courage, siblings, short travel, efforts, writing, media, and self-expression. So Pisces, this is the time to speak with clarity, not confusion. Do not send emotional messages at midnight and then wonder next morning why life has become a spiritual thriller. Think before you speak, write, post, or reply. Career wise, this Amavasya can bring new ideas, but don't act in haste. Be careful with emails, documents, calls, and commitments. Relationship wise, avoid misunderstandings with siblings, neighbors, or close contacts. Say what you mean, but say it gently. Toxic people should be handled by reducing communication. Don't explain your emotions to those who use your softness as entertainment. Your compassion is divine, but it should not become free emotional customer service for everyone. Chant Om Namah Shivaya 108 times on Monday and pray to Lord Shiva for courage, clear communication, protection from negativity, and strength to take the right steps. And Pisces, remember, this Amavasya is telling you intuition is beautiful, but before replying to someone, please check whether it is divine guidance or just low battery, late night overthinking, or too much chai. And so my message to all of you on this Somvati Amavasya is very simple. Do not become lost in collecting knowledge. Do not become trapped in proving how much you know. Knowledge gathered from outside can easily become a burden. But wisdom that arises from within is always bliss. In the beginning, I spoke about Nandi, the bull, sitting silently before Lord Shiva. Nandi is not giving lectures. Nandi is not carrying scriptures in his hands. Nandi is not trying to prove that he knows everything. Nandi is simply surrendered. Nandi is simply present. And in that innocent devotion, Nandi becomes the closest to Lord Shiva. That is real wisdom. Knowledge has to search, wisdom responds spontaneously. Knowledge has to calculate, wisdom simply sees. Knowledge has to go through memory, logic, and information. Wisdom comes spontaneously from the beyond, from higher consciousness. Some may call it Buddha consciousness. Some may call it Christ consciousness. Some may call it Krishna consciousness. Names are many, but the source is one: consciousness. And this reminds me of a beautiful story, just for my close followers. I have heard about one teacher, a woman teacher in a primary school, and she asked the children that, have you got any questions? One small boy stood and he said, I have one question, teacher, and I have been waiting. Whenever you ask, I will ask. What is the weight of the whole earth? Now the teacher became disturbed because she has never thought about it, never read about it. What is the weight of the whole earth? So she played a trick that teachers know, and they have to play tricks. So she said, yes, the question is significant. Now tomorrow, everybody has to find the answer. She needed time. So tomorrow, I will ask the question. Whoever brings the right answer, there will be a present for him. All the children searched and searched and searched, but they couldn't find. And the teacher ran to the library. The whole night she searched, and only just by the morning she could find the weight of the earth. She was very happy, and she came back to the school, and the children were there and they were exhausted. They said they couldn't find. We asked mom and we asked dad and we asked everybody. Nobody knows, teacher. This question seems to be so difficult. The teacher laughed and she said, this is not difficult. I know the answer. But I was just trying whether you could find it or not. This is the weight of the earth. That small child who had raised the question, he stood again and he said, with people or without people? Now the same situation. Now probably the teacher may have to again run to the library to find the answer. So Buddha says, it is not a question of thinking. You put the question and simply I look at it. And whatsoever is true is revealed. It is not a question of thinking and brooding about it. The answer is not coming as a logical syllogism. It is just a focusing of the right center. Buddha is like a torch. So wherever the torch moves, it reveals. Whatsoever the question, that is not the point. Buddha has the light, and whenever that light will come on any question, the answer will be revealed spontaneously. The answer will come out of that like a light. It is simple phenomena, a revelation. When somebody asks you, you have to think about it. But how can you think if you don't know? If you know, there is no need to think. If you don't know, what you will do? You will search in the memory. You will find many clues. You will just do a patchwork. You don't know really. Otherwise, the response would have been immediate, spontaneously, just like Buddha, just like the awakened ones. And this is the whole difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge searches in the library. Wisdom shines like a torch. Knowledge gathers answers from outside. Wisdom reveals answer from within. Knowledge wants to be correct. Wisdom is simply true. And true answers are not always according to the ways of the world. My fellows, I again repeat, true answers are not always according to the ways of the world. Sometimes real answers appear childlike, simple, innocent, and even funny, but they come from a place beyond the mind. That is why the small child could ask, with people or without people, because innocence can touch something that scholarship may miss. This Somvati Amavasya in Taurus is reminding us of the same truth. Taurus is the bull, Nandi is the bull, and Nandi teaches us that the highest wisdom is not in becoming complicated, but in becoming simple. Not in becoming heavy with knowledge, but in becoming light through surrender. So on this sacred Somvati Amavasya, sit silently for a few moments. Chant Om Namah Shivaya. Offer your worries to Lord Shiva, and do not ask only for more information, more answers, more knowledge. Ask for wisdom. Because knowledge may make you appear important in the world, but wisdom will make you peaceful within yourself. And finally, remember, the world may respect the one who has many answers, but Lord Shiva blesses the one who has surrendered the questioner itself. So become simple, become silent, become inward, become like Nandi, and keep your heart facing Shiva. Shiva Har Shankar Namami Shankar Shiva Shankar Shambho. He Girijapati Bhavani Shankar Shiva Shankar Shambho. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Mahadev. Love to each one of you. Stay cautious, stay safe, and control your tongue. Remain silent as this Amavasya happens. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।